All right, guys, welcome to Take Your Base. I'm your host, Flavo Rihanna, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. So, guys, we ended up having the ending of today's game was a doubleheader actually. St. Louis Cardinals hosting, all right, facing the New York Mets. They were in St. Louis, and looking at my phone, it was a doubleheader, obviously, right? So, if you guys didn't hear about it the other day, Jacob deGrom was supposed to pitch on, I believe it was supposed to be Tuesday. Yeah, it was supposed to be yesterday. Got an MRI. They're gonna have him sit out for a couple days. Make sure he's not pitching or anything like that. So he won't be pitching. This series? Most likely not pitching against the Arizona Diamondbacks when the Mets come back to town on Friday. By the way, guys, I will be at Citi Field on Friday. If you guys want to come say hi, whatever. I'll be, in the 300 section. But anyways, So getting back, yeah. Jacob deGrom got scratched from the start. They were supposed to have a game yesterday. It got rain delayed, and it ended up coming down to a postponement where it was a doubleheader. Joey Lucchesi the other day, man, horrible. All right, look. I know it's tough being an MLB pitcher, but man, he looked like he got destroyed. If you don't mind, guys, I will look at my phone because I don't remember the stats off the top of my head. But Lucchesi, right? As at this point, two innings and 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 1 walk. He had 1 strikeout and gave up two home runs. Right, ending the night with a 10.13 ERA. That is horrible. All right, there is a reason why the Mets were giving this guy a very short leash. All right, this guy didn't. I believe in all the starts that he has been pitching so far, he probably hasn't gotten out of the 3rd inning. He has that very jerky motion on his delivery and stuff like that. That doesn't concern me or any of that. But it's just the Mets clearly don't have confidence in him. Rojas, that's a different topic for a different day. Not really a big fan of how he's handling the situation with the Mets. I know the Mets are very depleted right now in starting pitching. Now with deGrom sitting out for at least a start. Carlos Carrasco has yet to return. Syndergaard is still recovering from Tommy John. That just leaves us with Marcus Stroman, Taijuan Walker. All right, remember, we traded Steven Matz to Toronto. And so far, he's looking better than we expected. I mean, he started off the year in those first 3 starts spectacular, right? But, it's Marcus Stroman, Taijuan Walker, David Peterson, who is very iffy. He is starting on Friday. And Joey Lucchesi, right? And the Mets have to sometimes put in an opener, right? Somebody from the bullpen to throw an inning or so, and then put Joey Lucchesi inside there. But man, I'm not a big fan of him. But on the good side, right? The Mets called up starting right-hand pitcher Jordan Yamamoto. Now, guys, I know I haven't said it over here on YouTube, but I've been saying it to my close friends, family members, that I would have preferred that the Mets had Jordan Yamamoto, make the team over Joey Lucchesi during spring training. All right, I've been saying for quite some time, and he looked pretty spectacular. Sure, he didn't go really deep into this doubleheader, but his numbers, if you don't mind me looking at my phone again, Yamamoto got the win, right? Sure, has ended up giving he has a 3.38 ERA, which is not terrible. All right, it's below 3.5. It's doable. It's serviceable. Yamamoto, 2.2 innings, right? 2 innings and 2/3. Gave 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and had a strikeout, right? Miguel Castro was the opener, all right? But you at least see, all right, from the difference with Lucchesi and Yamamoto, right? There is significant differences as for how to be able to handle the big game, how to handle the situation, right? I felt like Lucchesi, whenever he ended up pitching a little bit past 2 innings, he started to feel the pressure, right? Maybe batters were getting the idea, okay, look, we're able to pick up on his pitches. We were able to pick up on the spin rate, and we were able to time better on his fastball. And it just seemed like hitters were getting a better read off of him than Yamamoto. I know this is one start. Plus, Yamamoto, he at one point was, viewed as a top prospect, right? I believe he was part of the trade with Christian Yelich from Milwaukee. The Marlins really wanted Yamamoto. They got him. Didn't turn out so well when he was in Miami, but the Mets got him. There's clearly something there, right? Lucchesi, I think that put him into the bullpen. If you don't want to put him into the bullpen, you got to put him down into the minors so he can at least grow and develop, right? There's nothing wrong with being in the minors, all right? You have Jared Eichhoff, who was a former starter. I believe he ended up pitching for the Angels, if I'm not mistaken, who's in the minors right now, pitching at AAA, all right? And he's a seasoned vet. You could put Lucchesi in there, have him develop, have him grow, have him sharpen up his tools, so when he comes back up to the majors, you put him there. But yeah, the Mets, as of right now, they look... Lindor ended up sitting down for the doubleheader for the night game. All right. What do I take out of it? I mean, look, he is your $300 million player. I imagine they ended up sitting him down. Part of the reason because the slump, all right. I lost track of it I remember keeping track that he was 1 for 24. That was that was the other day. What he ended up doing for the day game, right? His numbers, the Mets ended up losing 4-1 to St. Louis. Day game numbers, 0 for 3. So yeah, he's probably about 1 for 27. So that's one reason why they ended up sitting him down. Are there levels of concerns? I really do believe so, because look, now we're going into territory. I'm not saying that he's going to become Jason Bay after 1 year being with the Mets, because that's kind of pushing it. But maybe the pressure is getting up to, Lindor. He's hearing the boos. He's never experienced anything like this before, right? How is he going to be able to transition into, the player that we saw him in Cleveland? Well, it's going to take some time. I think he'll be able to get over this thing. Lindor is a spectacular defender. He's great at his position at shortstop. He is a good hitter, switch hitter, so that definitely does help. But I just think right now he's possibly very overwhelmed playing in New York. Look, I get it. New York is not for everybody, all right? You got to be very thick-skinned, and not hear the outside noise when you're playing in New York, all right? The media will write about you about any little thing whatsoever, right? It will show, if you're able to handle the pressure or not. And right now, it just seems like he is not able to handle it. I mean, the team right now, currently, I believe they're in second place, if I'm not mistaken, from the last standings that I ended up seeing. Second place. 12 wins, 13 losses. They're 1 game back of the Phillies, so they're not in a bad situation. What they need to do is they need to, wake up. They need to hit the ball. All right. I'm sure Alonso's gonna pick up the bat. Conforto is making strides of picking up the bat. All right. I know Nimmo's on the 10-day IL, so that's definitely gonna hurt. But if Lindor picks it up, I think everything will flow into fruition. And the Mets will be able to win more games than lose, all right? They'll be able to win more series than lose a series, all right? So I'm not 100%, concerned. If I had to give you guys my rating as for level of concern with Lindor, I would say it's a 3 out of 10. I know there's growth for concern, batting 1 for 27, but my level of concern is 3 out of 10 as of right now. If this continues going into the ending of May, then yes, I would definitely, grow, extremely concerned as for why Lindor isn't able to produce the same numbers that he's been able to produce in Cleveland. Now, starting tomorrow, we're going to have Taijuan Walker pitching at the mound for the New York Mets against, forgot this guy's name. I believe it's Ryan Grant, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Ryan Grant? Yeah. No, John Grant. I'm sorry. Yeah, John Grant. Yeah, so it should be a good matchup. It's going to start at 12 o'clock, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. 12 o'clock Central Time, 1:15 Eastern Time. Honestly, look, Taijuan Walker, this is an excellent way for him to bounce back. I mean, he looked good in his first couple starts. Didn't look so good in his last few, but should be able to, secure at least getting the split, all right? so they can end the series 2-2 going into Arizona, where they'll be able to have their homestand against, Arizona for 3 games, and then after that, have a mini 2-game series with Baltimore, and then next week Friday, going down to Tampa and facing the Tampa Bay Rays. So right now, the Mets are looking good as constructed. All right, 12-13 isn't terrible, but they're in second place. The NL East isn't as looking as dominant as I thought it would be, but it's one of those divisions where the Mets have the firepower, the Mets have the bats. If everything goes as potentially as planned, then the Mets should be fine. All right, Atlanta's not looking that great. Philly's looking mediocre. All right, Marlins are in last place as we expected. All right, Nationals are in 4th place. So this division is up for grabs, and the Mets are more than capable of getting it done. Right, and last but not least, the Mets need to get Jacob deGrom healthy. Right, and when he is pitching, the Mets definitely need to get runs scored, because this guy, honestly, he might be a once-in-a-lifetime type of player. All right, we saw the performance he ended up doing a couple weeks ago when he ended up pitching at home. All right, on that Friday night game when he ended up recording 15 strikeouts, getting the shutout. And it's one of those things was like, slowly but surely, he is becoming he's on that pace of trying to exceed Tom Seaver, if not reach Tom Seaver as the best Met pitcher of all time. All right, at least in Mets franchise history. Then he could go into that realm of, like, does he belong in the Sandy Koufax conversation as one of the best pitchers of all time? That is later to be seen. But yes, Jacob deGrom has been looking phenomenal so far this year. If he's able to come back within a few days, rest assured he might be able to pitch in that Baltimore series, in that mini 2-game series at Citi Field, and we'll go from there. But yeah, guys, so that's my take as of right now that's been going on with the New York Mets. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. And thank you for tuning in to Take Your Base. Right, I'm your host, Lava Ariana, and I'll see you guys at a later date. Peace, guys.